Do you do an interview with the top that you would wear on stage? I mean, right now you're looking pretty like a retail store, you know. I bought this at the mall. I mean, on stage, I'm sure you're wearing something else.
I probably wouldn't do an interview in a top that I would wear on stage.
So if I come out there tonight and I turn on this camera while you're on stage,
That's
is
one
that cool
thing.
with you?
I guess that's if the club lets you, because it's actually
No, and I wouldn't do it. I
But
wouldn't do it, you know, unless somebody hired me specifically. But I'm just like kind of rubbing that in your face.
yeah, I don't exploit
I'm
myself,
like,
I guess is the right way to put it. You know, this is the way I dress on a daily basis. I don't show any skin. I don't.
because we're all imagining, we're
Yeah,
watching you, and we're
it's the
like,
mystique.
what the fuck does she look like on stage? What the fuck does she look like in pasties? You know?
Yeah, it's
I mean, these aren't like exactly your platform heels.
no flip flops. I don't wear heels outside of work. I
Oh
don't wear
man,
heels
I
at
was just
all.
fucking thinking, what about your ex-husband? What the fuck's he gonna see when is he gonna get jealous? Is he gonna feel
You
envious?
know,
Is he gonna like fucking come after me?
he won't come after you, and you know whatever he's feeling, that's long in the past for me. So
Do you look different now than you did when you married him?
probably not too much. No.
Was the sex good?
Piercings, but no. That's just because of my sexuality, because of who I am. You know, it wasn't his fault. He's a great guy. You know.
Did you have sex before you were married?
No, I waited till my wedding night.
Holy fuck! Can you describe that? Because
I was
that's
a good.
like
I'm a goody goody. I was a good little girl. You know, I didn't go into. There was actually one instance where when we were dating, we came home early from dinner or something, and we went to my house, my parents' house, because I was living at home at the time. I was 18, still in high school, and there was no one home. And so we drove to his house, and there was no one home at his house. So instead of going in to an empty house with just the two of us at night, we pulled the tailgate down on the back of his truck and sat and waited for someone to show up.
you're. Doesn't that make you a prick tease? Hey, I'm sorry. I'm from like a fucking high school in California, 20 minutes from the beach. Okay.
No, it's.
So doesn't that make you a prick tease?
I was
I mean,
just.
that's fucking. I'd break up with you right there. I'd
You
be
know,
like, let's see. My mom isn't home, so take your clothes off. Your parents aren't home. Do we fuck in your bed, or is there someplace else in case they do come home and I have to leave right away? And you're like, no, we're going to wait until the appropriate.
standards, you know, and
No, I don't.
it was standards for me anyhow, and I think that he respected them, and you know that's one of the things that I guess if he had felt otherwise, then I'm a pretty strong-willed person. I would have been like, okay, go, you know.
The girls take topless, you know, in nude photos here. Do you?
Hmm.
In your headshots?
I don't do nude. I do topless. I won't go nude.
Okay, now let me just get this straight because I'm kind of trying to think about it from the guy's perspective. So you never engage in oral sex?
Oh, hell no.
What do you mean? Why that? Is there something
I'm
wrong with
gay.
that?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm gay, and that is not something that I would ever do
Okay, when you
for
guys
a
were
man.
sitting there in the... Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Is it something... Can you... Because, like, that's a guy's fucking dream. I mean, guys divorce their wives because they won't go down on them.
Yeah.
So is it
It's just it
disgusting?
was for me, I guess. Yeah, that's probably one of the best words for it.
You're even kind of like you're kind of clamming up.
Ew.
Like you're like
It's one of those things that's where I drew the line. I knew because of who I am. That's not. I just don't find it attractive at all. Never have, and you know, refuse to. So
Did your husband ever put his hands between your legs?
yeah.
How did it feel?
You know, at the time I was a virgin, like I said. You know, I had never experienced anything else other than. So it was, you know, different for me, I guess.
Okay. Is it different when your partner now puts her hand between your legs?
Absolutely. It's an attraction, you know. I know it's hard maybe coming from a guy interviewing me to, you know, me being a female. The difference for me as a woman is that there has to be that attraction, that sexual attraction, that emotional, that mental attraction, and I never had that with my ex-husband.
So, my fucking 14-year-old daughter watches this video, and she sees you, and she's like, I'm gonna go out and kiss Lindsay. Oh, and Claire. Maybe Dolores. And I'm like, oh, great. And I'm like, oh, another fucking thing to worry about, you know? It's like, you know, why don't you just go play out on a busy fucking street, right? But no, honestly, like, if a girl, I don't know, if she was to enter the lifestyle, what should she expect? Is it going to be like when the guy in the football team, you know, after the game sticks his fucking hand, you know, up her pie hole and like feels all wet? Is it going to be romantic? Is it going to be electric? I mean, I'm getting even profane, like pie hole, right? But that's the way we're thinking. We're sort of guys, you know? You're saying, like, you're making it sound like your partner is just amazing and she's sweet and she's receptive and...
She is, you know. What I need, and I'm not saying that this is for everyone. I'm not one of those lesbians who's going to sit here and say, oh, try it, everyone should try it, you know. I don't believe that at all. No, I don't believe that at all.
Wow.
I believe that it is, some people are, some people aren't. You know, some people are bisexual, that's great, you know, for themselves. Me personally, 100% gay. You know, I don't find men sexually attractive. I don't have that emotional connection, and what I need is a more, you know, is sex. It is sex, but at the same time, it's not all about sex, and that's what I was never felt I could get or find with a man, and that's what you find with a woman, with two women, is an emotional connection, is a sensitive, is a sensual. It's not just, you know, let's hit it and get done, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't know. Is this about penetration? Is that what you're getting at?
No, I'm just talking about sex in general. Like,
well, yeah, sex in general, you're putting out 3 letters for me. No, because I've never been gay. I cannot, here, let me sit down.
Sorry.
I cannot, like, fucking comprehend what you're saying.
It's not a,
You know, that's why, see, don't you understand? That's why I was playing with the illusion of something that you could really visualize, okay? Let's say your ex's name is X, right? Rex. R-E-X. And he puts his fingers on your crotch, and it's wet, and he's moving his fucking index fingers around. He grabs your breast. He pinches your nipple. He kisses you on the neck. He asks you, honey, tonight, can you, like, roll over and put your face down and ass up, and I'm gonna, you know, and it sounds ridiculous, but fucking there are 17-year-old kids that are, like, experimenting with this right now. There are fucking 42-year-old couples that are sort of experimenting with this now. Like, you know, 2 people are going out, Matt and Sarah, and Matt's like, Sarah, do you mind tonight if you put your fucking face down and ass up and I try this, you know? You're a lesbian. I'm a straight man. I'm like, what is the difference? What does she pinch you differently when she touches your nipple? Her hickey is, you know, my hickey leaves a mark, her hickey doesn't? You know, did your husband, did he fucking just grab your crotch really hard and not know what he was doing, as opposed to your lover now who knows exactly how to touch you? What is sex? Because don't just use sex.
Sex to me is more mental before it is physical, and the mental connection with my wife is more than I would like to think most people have. You know, I have a great sex life and a great life in general with my wife, just because sex is
what is your sex life? It's not penetration.
You know, it depends. Not normally, but you know, I don't have sex. I make love to my wife, and to me, there's a big difference between having sex and making love.
I have no idea. It sounds very politically correct.
Making love to me is when there's just that passion between two people.
I'll give you a great fucking example. Okay, I have had blowjobs. Like, even there was this girl in Sacramento that gave me a blowjob when I was 21, and to this day, I could be at a truck stop in like fucking Dakota thinking about this girl, right? Nowadays, girls have these barbells like you do. Stick out your tongue. And they're like, and guys are like, oh my gosh, you know, oh my gosh, I wonder how she uses that thing, right? Now, you have it, right? Guys see it. They feel the same as me, right? What's the difference between us and them? What's the difference between the men out there with a penis between their crotch and your wife? How is she treating you differently? Because
I don't know if it's how
we can't read it. There's no books on it that tell us.
I don't know if it's how she treats me different. Just it's that she's a woman, and you know I can't. No matter how hard I tried when I was married, you know, no matter how many times I told myself, you know, this is the way it's supposed to be, this is the way it's supposed to be, I couldn't bring myself to feel completely 100% happy, whether that be sexual or whether that be emotional or mental. It's a combination of everything. It's not just the sex part.
Well, divorce is a traumatic event. You didn't have kids, did you?
No, no children.
Wow. So, divorce, yeah. You fucking divorced your husband because he had a dick.
I divorced not because did not divorce my husband because he had a dick. I divorced my husband because I was gay. There's a difference. You know, I don't judge someone because they're male. I have a lot of great male friends, and I'm not a man hater by any means. I'm just not. I just could never be in a relationship with a man. I could never be happy and content sexually or emotionally with a man. I get that from a woman. I'm sexually attracted to a woman. It's like, you know, you, for instance, you're attracted to women. How do you know you're attracted to women? What's the difference that a woman gives you that a man couldn't give you, you know?
Yeah. Fuck, I'm going to have to think about that. You know, a lot of men, what advice would you give to men, you know, that are going to go through the trauma of having somebody like you fucking rip our hearts out of our fucking chest? It's like, I married you, I made vows, I did everything the best that I could, and you're gonna walk away from all that? I mean, well, what could I have done differently? What should I have done differently? Why weren't you honest with me before all this?
Well, the first thing that a lot of guys have to realize if they're going through that is that it's not them. It's not about them. It's about the person that you're with, you know? It's about them coming to an understanding of who they are, you know? It's not because you did anything wrong, because you didn't do something right. It's just that your partner is who they are and they're coming to terms with it.
Fuck
you know?
that. You're making it sound like everything I did was wrong.
No,
Okay.
I'm not saying everything you did was wrong.
Did your
by any
husband
means.
confront you on this? Didn't he be like,
know,
honey, you know, what the fuck?
Not really, not really. I think he knew it was over with long before, you know. I was open with, I've always been, you know, prided myself on being an honest person. I was always honest and open with him with my feelings,
So he was
you
just
know.
understanding.
To a degree, yes and no. He did the best he could, I think. But at the same time, you know, it wasn't him. It wasn't because of who he was. You know, he's a great person, like I said. He was sensitive and, you know, kind and everything that any woman would ever want out of, any straight woman would ever want out of a guy. So it wasn't him. It wasn't that he didn't do things right. It's just that who I am is someone different than that, you know. That's not what I wanted for my life, and I only get one. You know, so I wanted to live it the way that I knew I could be completely 100% happy.
Are you going to have kids someday?
Absolutely.
How are you going to go about doing that?
Sperm donation and artificial insemination. So